Recording. Oh, happy Tuesday. It is Al from D-Town&Chili442 Show. Chili, my man, what is up?
No, I don't know. It's been so long. There's
Man.
been so much going on and happening. I don't know where
my
to start.
It's been crazy. It's been crazy everywhere.
It really has been. I mean, there's a lot going on. There really is. Natural disasters and
Oh, yeah. But you know what?
Hollywood, everything. It's
It's
a
all-
lot of deaths lately even. It's just
Yeah. I saw the American Picker dude died.
Frank Fritz of American Picker. I had heard that he had health problems for a
Yeah,
while. I don't know if
yeah.
it was a cancer, heart, whatever, who knows, kind of thing. Um, Starting if I've been kind of keeping track of stuff. So when we get to the shows, I always forget. Oh, James Earl Jones in the last couple, like
Yep.
2 weeks. Um, Chris Christopherson yesterday.
Oh, that one.
He was great. Pete Rose.
Yes.
Vicky didn't remember who Pete Rose was. And some of our younger people,
Yeah.
I should have gone back to refresh. It was in the 80s. He was a baseball player, and he got busted gambling, betting on games. And I don't think it was other baseball games. I think it was other sports games. And I can't remember if they knocked him out of the Hall of Fame or said he could never be in the Hall of Fame. But they kicked him out and like stripped everything from him. Like made a big example of him. It seemed like at the time.
Yeah. I hope they and
Like, was he doing anything that all the others weren't doing? You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, come on now. How many of them have done that?
Exactly.
You know, it's almost like lawmakers and the stock market. You know,
Yeah.
come on, man. Y'all do
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah,
If
we
I
can
had
do
an
it. You
inside, if I had an inside, connect, I'd probably be doing that shit too. But I don't.
Well, you're not connected, and you would end up like Martha Stewart.
Yeah, I would. But anyway, we are back. It is October. Is it the 1st today, or is it already the 2nd?
It is the first.
Okay. It is October 1st. I just got back from mechanics school. So that's where I was last week. The week before that, I got injured at work. And man, that was horrible. And I'm actually still dealing with that. It wasn't something like I didn't lift anything heavy or anything, but I was putting a headliner in. And I came out of the car at a funky angle and stood up and something popped. Like in my tricep. Or my trapezius muscle or whatever it's called. Man, I mean, it started killing. I ended up leaving work Friday. Friday night, I ended up in the emergency room because I was sleeping. I rolled wrong or something, and I pulled that muscle even more. And I just woke up. Spent a few hours in the ER. Tried to go back to work on Monday. Wasn't happening. Had to take a few days off. I actually went back on Wednesday. I worked half a day and then was like, no, I got to go. And then finally, you know, I had a doctor that understood what was going on, kind of looked at it and said, look, you pulled that muscle bad. The bad part of it is you got nerves wrapped around. And so now I'm actually feeling that shit in my elbows and my fingertips because the nerves are healing. Oh, my God.
Do they feel numb?
A little bit. It comes and goes.
Yeah. Do you have a good massage therapist?
No.
It'd be nice to have one. I mean, you know, doctors, they understand, but unfortunately, doctors, you know, they got two tools, you know, surgery or pills. And,
Yeah.
And sometimes I had problems years ago, and my cousin's a massage therapist. I never really went to one. He's a dude. I'm not homophobic, but I just don't like to have a dude touch me. But it's my cousin, you know, and I went to him, and with a couple sessions, it was like, you know, I was waking up every day better, you know, like, oh my God, you know, I had some major pains and, you know, pinch stuff in my hand. They can work it out of you sometimes. It's worth a shot. It sucks that usually like insurance doesn't cover it. You know, you got to pay out of pocket. And it can add up quick, you know.
Right. I
I
might
don't know
try
what
that.
they charge per hour these days.
Yeah. Tanner just walked in. Yeah, so and then you know, I ended up going to class. Now, when I drove, I got a loaner car. I didn't have to drive my truck. I had to go about 6 hours. When I left, it was raining. I did fine until I hit the major interstate, like 270 or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then here I am in this little car, sits low to the ground. It's black. And these semis are just trucking by me. And the traffic in Indiana and Ohio is crazy. You can tell they're trying to avoid Illinois at all costs.
They roll, yeah.
Yeah, because, well, it's a lot of it is the cost of fuel. Mm-hmm. You know, and yeah, I mean, diesel, everything. You know, I was paying like $1 less. You know, in them other states, even Ohio was a lot cheaper. I was like, wow. So, so yeah, I drove there. I was feeling better, and then being in that car and being all tensed up from driving 6 hours. When I got out of there, my shoulder and my whole arm was just screaming. I'm like, oh, great. I get up Monday, go to class. I feel like crap. My arm's hurting. I've been eating ibuprofen like it's, you know, candy. And then comes another problem. I don't take medicine. I don't take a lot for headaches or anything like this. Man, that ibuprofen, it kind of stuffed me up on the insides, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, painkillers often do that to people. Mm-hmm.
Man, so then I start feeling like crap because of that. I'm like, oh. So finally, make it through Friday. I get done with my test. I did very good. I passed my class. I'm going back for the second part of it. I get to driving. All right. Now, I watched the weather before I left, and they said the remnants of that hurricane was going to come into the lower Ohio Valley. Mm-hmm. Well, what have they got me going? 70 straight south to 270. Or vice versa. I don't know which one.
Yeah.
But those are the highways I was on. Dude, I saw 3 cars hydroplane because this rain and shit was coming down with like 40, 50 mile an hour winds. Trees were falling. I saw a fifth wheel camper get blown on its side.
Wow.
So that is a 6 hour drive. I pulled off the interstate. and I
Mm-hmm.
took like 54 to 36, 32. I took all the little highways, which put my drive time at 8 hours, eight almost 9.
Oh man, that is because that's normally 6 from Columbus. You're around
Yeah.
Columbus. Yeah, I used to go to Norwalk, and that's 7. I used to go through
Is that
Columbus. I
where we
went through
went to good?
Columbus once.
Is that where we went to Good Guys?
Columbus, yes.
Oh, okay. So I have been
Yeah.
to Columbus.
Yeah, Columbus traffic will surprise you. You don't think, oh, Columbus is a big city? No. And going through downtown Columbus scared the crap out of me too. So I can understand what you're talking about.
Man.
It it's a little nutty, yeah. And I was in my 68, all alone, and that thing really doesn't have monster brakes. It's a big heavy sled. Um, but anyway, that's it. Yeah, hurricane and
Yeah.
but you had a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I ended up getting home. Oh, God. I think it was close to 11 that night. And I get out in my, because I'm tense the whole time.
Mhm. Mhm.
It didn't really quit raining until I hit Illinois.
Yeah, I'm that way when I drive all the time. It's exhausting for me because
Yeah.
I don't know if it's anxiety thing or just because a lot of times I'm driving a car that I built and I so like that scares me.
Yeah. N-
Like I said before, if I know nothing about a car, then I have like so much faith in it. But it's like the more I know about that car, then the more it scares me. So I'm just, yeah.
Yeah, I do remember Evan's got a nice ass 68 Oldsmobile, and he invited me to go to Good Guides with him, and I went, and I'm going to tell you what, that's a beautiful car and everything, but never again do I want to do anything over like 3 hours in that car.
Same here. Yeah, it's not that comfortable and it's very noisy. It is fatiguing. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, and they did not build them things to like travel the country.
No, no. Cars of the comfort of new cars, just what they call it, NVT, the noise, vibration, harshness, whatever.
Yeah,
Just how they've tuned cars out that they're so rigid and they just don't rattle and just it's a whole different driving a new car versus an old car. I
yeah.
mean, I enjoy driving old cars because they're fun. It's a different, it's a different experience altogether. But
Yeah, you
you
don't.
can't take anything away from new cars. You can get in one, drive across country, and get out and
Right.
walk in to go to a wedding, and you feel fresh, not like you've been beat up, And that's the way you feel it driving a 50-year-old car that's, been lowered and everything like that.
Um, yeah. I mean, you don't want to take your 78 Firebird out, on vacation, on a
No,
destined vacation. I mean, yeah. So I'm with you on that.
yeah, it would be fun though. You'd
Oh,
remember it.
yeah. So,
But driving in the rain, what you were saying, you were in would you say a Passat,
no, it was a
a Jetta?
Volkswagen Arteon.
Oh, I don't know what that
Oh, it's
is.
sporty. I tell you what, I would own one of these because I mean, you put that thing in sports mode. Oh, dog. and and I'm gonna give it VW. Um, there's a lot of cars that are that might get them on. Them cars handle every Volkswagen I have. Man, they are. It's almost like an arcade game.
It's
You know,
German engineering. I mean,
man, they hold them roads. I'm telling you.
hmm
But
well, plus you're used to a big truck and
yeah,
smaller, lighter cars. We have a Spark that belongs to Devon, and I would drive
oh,
that back and forth to work just
I
because I was
remember
getting
that.
42 miles a gallon. But like you said, you just don't feel safe in it. One day I drove to work and it was raining, and they just paved the roads. There was no lines, and I'm bouncing around, and so I started driving my truck after that. I just put it to the side. I'm like, you know what? I don't like driving. I mean, they're fun. They're nimble in traffic. I mean, a fun car, if you want to have fun, a stock Miata, you can take that to
Oh
like an
yeah,
autocross day and you can turn in time, similar to like modified Mustangs and Camaros and Corvettes, a stock Miata. I mean, they're just the little cars are nimble and you can throw them around. They're fun, but they're scary at the same time. You
Yeah.
know.
Well, I tell you what, there was a couple times when I was heading to Columbus, that the semi traffic, like I said, it rained the whole time, the whole 6 hours. When I left Illinois, it rained. When I got to Ohio, it was raining. I like drove, and I tried to leave in between a gap, and I thought I timed it right. Well, I was going by the forecast, and the storm said, no, we're going to go this way and get bigger. So, I
Mm.
mean, gosh, it is what it is. I had fun, but yeah, there was a couple times I either had to speed up or damn near slam on my brakes because the semi didn't see me, even honking. So,
Rough.
yeah, there was one time I just had to hit the gas, and I looked down and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna say what I was doing, but it was where I was like, oh, yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta
Yeah,
do.
hey, it wasn't like I was showing off or anything like that. I was trying not to be the peanut butter and jelly in between that barrier wall and that semi.
Have you noticed though, in most states, people abide by the rules of slow traffic to the right. People, if you're passing, go
Yes,
to the left. Do you notice that when you get into Ohio, that it's pretty much
every man for himself.
it's trucks in the right lane and everyone else in the left lane,
Yep.
clogging up the left lane, and nothing seems to work, and everything gets jammed up, and you can't move. I don't know what it is, but I've noticed that in Ohio. Like, what's wrong with these people?
My GPS said from the hotel to the uh, center, it was 20 minutes, and that was a lie. If I took the highway, because that rush hour traffic, I mean, it'd show you on your GPS where it just part of the interstate would just be red.
Hmm.
And it's like you'd see the brake lights come on. You're like, shit, here I
Hmm.
am sitting here. I could have got out, rolled a joint, had a picnic.
The GPS units, because they're all feeding off of everybody's cell phones,
Yeah,
which is brilliant.
they're
So yeah, when all of a
amazing.
sudden they see everybody's cell phones slow down, they're like, "Uh oh,"
That thing
and
saved
it's
my. Yeah,
reported real time.
yeah. There was a couple, few. Oh, there's a vehicle ahead on the right. Broken down. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna get on over this left.
A
So,
speed trap. They'll tell you that too.
one thing I have to say is how I ate and how much money I spent, because it really, you would think, okay, you're gone for 5 days, you eat 3 meals a day, it's got to cost you outrageous. Nope, they had a continental breakfast in our hotel, but it was like a premium one where you could get scrambled eggs if you wanted. They had like a waffle bar and shit, and any kind of cereal, fresh fruit, anything like that. So I'd always get up around 6, go and have a nice breakfast, and then the catering we got for lunch. Oh, dude, like I think the first day was like, I can't quite remember what it was, like beef medallions and stuff, and but the second day was like steak and potatoes. I'm
Damn.
with a salad, a roll. Third day was it was some chicken enchilada bake.
No stupid Jimmy John's boxes, huh?
No, no, and that's what I was, because if they would have tried to give me a sandwich, I would have just ran down the street and got something hot. So I
Yeah.
didn't have to buy lunch. I ended up when I went to a barbecue place there. Dude, I ate one plate there and then got a plate to go.
Sweet.
So I took that back to the hotel. I got tacos 2 days. And so Thursday, I just wasn't feeling good. I think it was all the ibuprofen I had taken, and it just kind of got in my stomach, and I just did not feel well. And my head was a little hot, and I was like, God, I can't get sick the last freaking day. So Thursday, I didn't even go anywhere. I got out of class. I went straight back to the hotel. I ate leftovers and went straight to bed. Because here I am getting sick right before my freaking test on Friday.
Yeah. Ouch.
I'm like, no, I can't miss this, man. But so, yeah, I made it through it. But yeah, the food, that barbecue place, Evan, I tell you what, you know how picky I am about my greens?
Mm-hmm.
I tip my hat to them. I almost cried. I opened it and I saw smoked turkey in them greens. I was like, I want to go back and kiss the chef. Get
Can I have this tip delivered directly to the chef?
Yep. I don't care how burly or anything he would have. I was like, So
That's cool. I love good barbecue. I haven't had any for a while. The last time probably is like maybe like at a restaurant, probably Black Dog in Champagne or something like that. It's been a good while.
hands down.
Oh, speaking of,
Oh,
I heard in Decatur, Hickory River is closing,
dude.
which is barbecue's fast food.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
it
just,
is. They do it
yeah,
on
that's
inside
not-
smokers. And they do use some wood. Some of that shit is actually smoked and everything. To me, it just wasn't my thing. Every time I went there, I thought their sides were they were okay.
Mhm.
Better than McDonald's.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I only went there once, but they used to cater it into work when I worked at Tate and Lyle, and so it's like, hey, it's a free barbecue lunch. I had nothing against it. But anyway, I saw that was closing in Decatur. Don't know what the deal is, but hate to see these restaurants closing.
Yeah,
Although I'd like it, not that I like to see the big chains, but like we discussed before, some of these big chains are collapsing on themselves
right,
due to their
right.
own mismanagement. It
Yeah,
would be cool to see more mom and pop type restaurants
I, I,
pop back up
I
where,
am so with
you
you.
know,
I am
it
so
makes it
with you.
harder to travel. Like when you're going somewhere, you don't know, what's the hot spot to hit, but you can hit an Applebee's and it's got whatever menu, or Texas Roadkill or whatever, it's, yeah, for traveling, it makes it nice, but
Yeah. I'm not really, and that's what sucks and I made sure. I think I did get fast food. I think I got Burger King, and I didn't get it like a big old meal or anything. I think I got a simple like bacon cheeseburger, medium fry, and a Coke. I didn't get the big Whopper or the Baconator or whatever. I just I'm trying to stay away from that shit.
good. Smart.
Well, I tell you one thing I did do when I was gone, and it actually, dude. I'm gonna tell you something. I had withdrawals. I had a headache for a few days, but now it's been several days since I've had any, and I feel 10 times better. I gave up my energy drinks.
That's good. That stuff's not really good for you at all.
No, they're horrible for you. And I was drinking 2, 3 a day, 16-ounce ones.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel a lot better. I put a lot more water and actually, even laying off the soda. And I'm getting ready to do a big change on my diet.
Well, stopping soda and the energy drinks and all that crap. That's a good way to start.
Yeah. Like right now, I'm drinking some apricot tea.
I mean, I drink a lot of water and I get tired of it. I try to make some green tea. I have some pear tea. I ran out of my green tea. Yeah.
But
it sucks.
Yeah. We do got a few lists for you. We know a lot of you that listen are either 50, maybe getting ready to turn 50, Evan. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Me and Evan's been sitting on 50 for a couple years now.
Yeah.
But here are 22 things you should do you should stop doing after the age of 50. Number 1, comparing yourself to others. You should stop doing that no matter how old you are.
Right. Everybody's different.
Yeah. Now, if we were all the same, it'd be boring as shit. We're all different. We're all unique. You know, just man, make the best out of life and what you got.
True.
Holding grudges. Yeah, you gotta let shit go. You gotta let shit go. I mean, you don't have to mess with the people, but don't hold hate and shit for them because it ain't worth it.
It's worse on you than it is on them.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
they ain't thinking about you. They're living rent free in your head. Wearing uncomfortable clothes, like they got a picture. This guy's wearing nut huggers and a very tight T-shirt. Yeah, I'm the guy.
I've always been against anything uncomfortable. I hate wearing a suit for anything. I hate having a tie. I hate having around my neck, the collared shirt. Yeah, that's one thing I've made a goal my whole life. Dress as comfortable as possible.
Yeah,
I hate clothes in general.
Yeah, but don't run around naked, folks. I mean,
No, you got to do what you got to do.
Saying yes when you mean no. See, I don't have that problem. If I want to do something, I'm very vocal about it. Because I'm not. Here's the thing. If you take me to something I really don't want to be at, it's not going to end good. Because I'm not going to have fun. And you're going to know I'm not having fun. And you're going to expect me to have fun when I told you to begin with, I didn't want to go.
You as adult, that's one thing you have to learn how to say no. It's better in the long run for the whole situation and your sanity. Learn how to say, no, I can't do this. No, we can't do this. No, we can't make this. No. Sometimes you have to learn.
Yep. Stressing over perfection. I quit that shit years ago.
That's a tough one.
I mean,
I get hell bent on perfection on things sometimes, and and you can waste a lot of time and energy on it.
Yeah.
And no, I won't go on.
No, if you want, go ahead, man. You can elaborate.
No, just enjoy something. There's one of the magazine, I think it was Freeburger, one of the editors for magazines. Don't get it perfect, just get it going. And it was and if you go on YouTube and watch the Roadkill Diary, some of the crazy things these guys do with cars, it's like, just have fun.
Yeah.
So I try to take that in other parts of life. Don't make it perfect. Just get it done and move on, enjoy it, and don't sweat the small details of shit.
Right. Number 6 is clinging to toxic relationships. Yeah. It's better to let some people go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Yeah, you got to go. And I mean, and I'm not saying they're bad people, but for some reason, there's a negativity around them. And, if you're trying to live a positive lifestyle, that's, and I know you got to have a little yin and yang, but too much of one will throw everything off.
Very true.
Neglecting self-care. Oh, I take care of business all the time. Oh, I don't think that's what they're talking about.
I think that's self-love. I'm not.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. Yeah, prioritize your physical, mental, and emotional health. Dude, this is something that I've been doing. I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on with me. It's like I'm transforming. I meditated. And I've been trying to I'll go and try to get the quietest place and just sit there. You know, I close my eyes. I don't, no music going, and I just try to let my mind go. I don't think about anything I got going on, and I think that helps.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And especially if you can go outside and do it, you know.
Yeah. To me, I like to go for walks, and I'm like, don't take your phone. You don't need
No.
headphones. I'm not one of those people, but like, just sometimes, like I said, we were talking a couple weeks ago about the garage door open, sitting in a lawn chair, just watching traffic go by, just living in the moment
Yep.
and not having all these outside, things going on. Because man, we got a lot of stuff going on right now.
Now, number 8, I think most of us do this with age. I think this is something that just comes natural. But number 8 is keeping up with every trend. I think after a while, you're just like, ugh.
I've never been trendy.
I haven't. Number 9, apologizing for your choices. That's true, man. And you can't apologize. You know, if you did something bad to somebody a long time ago or something, you can apologize for that. But you can't keep apologizing, you know?
Yeah.
And if you're with somebody that just wants you to apologize. Right? Say you're sorry. Say you're sorry. No. No.
Yeah.
I did once.
You're not repenting enough. I'm out the door.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can't change anything behind you. Only thing you can do is change what's in front of you. And if you spend so much time looking back, you're going to screw up what you got in front of you. So, 10, overworking yourself. I'm kind of guilty of this, but man, God, I'm loving what I'm doing.
Then it's not work.
Yeah, I know. And it doesn't feel like it. Although I'm on a job right now that, boy, I could call off tomorrow and go fishing.
I remember working at a cat years ago in Decatur and talking to some of the union guys. I guess they would just let people just work and just like work whatever hours they wanted overtime. And they're like, this guy used to work and he had a piece of cardboard. He'd go behind a machine and he'd sleep for 6 hours. He'd get up and he'd clock back in and all this stuff. And people like, why are you doing this? He's like, well, me and my wife, we like good things. We like good things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns up his wife is screwing around.
No.
Well, shit, who didn't see this coming?
Yeah.
It's
12, fear of trying new things. I love this one. I love this. Don't ever be afraid. 50 is not, 80. You ain't knocking on death's door yet. Do people die young? Yep. And you've made it this far. I mean, I'm not saying go skydiving and bungee jumping and all that shit, but like new foods and it, stuff like that. Travel places you haven't been. Get out of your routine. I think you'll be surprised what it does to you mentally.
Oh yeah, going to Japan was a good thing for me.
Oh, I bet.
Just seeing something from a totally different view. Like I said, the way they are in their society, the respect that they have for each other. Whether it's noise pollution or just whatever, or just pollution in general. There's no garbage cans anywhere, but there's no trash.
Right.
You are expected. You keep your trash with you. You throw it away when you get home. The kids' schools, they don't have janitors. The first couple of years, the kids clean.
Yeah.
That's what they learn in school. It's just like, wow, this is to go to a completely different. It's good for you.
Yeah.
It makes you think about shit.
I would think so. Number 13, holding on to clutter. Yeah, I'm uncluttering. I have the last several years. And
Good for you.
Yeah, I'm good with that, man. I can move in the smallest U-Haul they got.
Oh, not me.
Yeah.
I live with a horde.
Now, hold on. I'm going to have to make 2 trips because my dumbass went and bought a huge-ass toolbox that's full freaking tools. Number 14, I think that was number 1, worrying about what others think. 15, putting yourself last. Yeah. You know what? You got to prioritize yourself, and especially the older you get. I am a firm believer on how your mental health can also affect your physical health. And putting yourself last. You're neglecting yourself already emotionally. My boy. I think that's a bad deal.
I can agree with that. Yeah,
You
just the negative energy. I hate to sound new age frou-frou, you know what I mean? But there is such a thing as positive and negative energy, and you
Yeah.
just think, just when you're around somebody else who's in a bad mood, the way it affects you,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like it's really interesting. I'd like to learn more about it.
Look, you go hang out with somebody that's just moping around all day, just sitting around, ain't doing shit, just, hands in their lap, whatever, on their phone. And then go hang out with somebody that's energetic, that wants to go on walks, that wants to have conversations, that wants to just, do things, not just sit around. And you watch how you change.
Oh yeah.
Because if you're with that mopey person, it's like, ugh, come on. I guess I'll sit here and mope with you.
Yeah. That's not good.
16. Oh, scream it. Being afraid to speak up. Your voice is valuable, and by 50, you should feel empowered to express yourself freely. True.
That's a hard change.
But
It's really weird in life. You don't realize how much you learn and how much you grow, and how people view you from it. And just it's not just the respect of the elder people, but I have to learn now that, like, when I say stuff, people actually kind of listen to me. And it's
yeah.
weird because my whole life I've gotten used to, like, nobody gives a shit what I think. But now people actually do sometimes, and I've got to be really
I know.
careful.
And that is part of the reason me and Evan do not discuss politics or anything like this on this show, because, that's our opinion.
Hmm.
We want to give you what's really going on with us, what's going on, and have fun with it. And that's all we're trying to do. Get you away from the wacky ass world that's going on, because you see what's going, you know.
It's crazy right now.
Yeah, it's crazy as hell. But, and so, people are probably saying, well, you guys, ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? And you're right, we are crazy.
I don't know.
This one kind of fearing change. Yeah, change happens. Chasing youth. Yeah, you got to quit that, man. Look, I seen a 50-something-year-old dude with his hat, like, kicked to the side and everything, and dressing like he was, in a 90s rap video. I like, okay, dude.
It would be hard for me to talk to someone like that and take them serious. It's
No,
like,
you
come on,
can't.
Mr. Hip Hop.
Yeah,
Come on.
you're a fucking goofball.
Yeah, you're 52 years old. You're not a Beastie Boy. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, we just said this one, holding back on travel. Yeah, I think you gotta go. 21, living in the past. Yeah, that's why we talked about that too. And finally, waiting for the perfect moment. I like that. Look, you are not promised tomorrow. There is nothing you can show me guarantees you tomorrow.
no.
You can be the healthiest person in the world, not eating meat in 10 years. You jog every day, and just a little vein can collapse in the back of your neck and just drop you.
That's true.
So
Well, like,
don't wait. If there's something you want to do, go and do it.
I had to have that discussion with a cousin of mine the other day. He has, well, a streetcar, could be race car. He had the engine rebuilt 20 something years ago. He is now retired and he's still not touching the thing. But he talks about, oh, do this, I'm going to do this and do this. And I was like, man, what are you waiting for? I've
Yeah.
been sick. I've been sick for 2.5 years. I can't do stuff that I dream of doing.
Right.
Don't wait till your health knocks you down and be like, oh, I wish I'd
Yeah.
done this or taken this trip or whatever. What? Do it now.
Yeah.
Find a way.
And I don't care if you look. I know I got a lot of the and oh my god, just to go back on that list real quick. There was one where it said we were talking about the power of our voice when you're older and you're what when I was at that class, I was old. I was older than most of them guys' parents.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the one kid said his mom was like 40, 46. I was like, oh my god. So
You got her number.
no, no. Is your mom a MILF? I like cookies and MILF. So yeah, I mean, it was just funny, and the same thing at work. Like on that Toyota side, a lot of the guys are a lot younger, and you know,
It's weird working with kids that are a lot younger.
I know
I,
it
I
is,
dealt
dude.
with that I dealt with that at Tate and Lyle, and like, yeah, they kind of came to me as like the older, knowledgeable guy, and I was like, oh, this is weird, but
I'm
I
like
taught the kids a lot of stuff and probably a lot of lines and things that they will probably remember the rest of their life
right.
with me. But,
I'm like the Yoda, although most of them held that kid from Detroit, Will. Shit, that kid, he's gonna be great in that industry. He just turned 20 years old, and I mean, he was showing me shit. I was like, come on with it,
there are some young kids with the aptitude, but
He's
so
got
many
it.
kids these days are growing up and they don't know much more than beyond hitting a power button.
Yeah.
And there's I don't know.
I
It'd be
don't know,
interesting
man.
to see the industry in another 20 years on mechanics and stuff
I
like that.
tell you what, Evan, I kind of felt the same way you did after going and being the oldest guy in that class. I got hope. These kids ain't that bad, man. Are there some bad ones? Hell yeah. But the majority of them, they're out there just trying to survive like me and you are.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And I do want to say something about, I hate the way a lot of people, oh, this generation today. Well, hey, who's the punk ass parents that raised them?
Right. Teach them. Yes. Teach them.
What'd we teach them? So, I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
can't really get mad at the generation that we kind of brought up. Man, I do
Mm-hmm.
want to get this list before we get out of here, and we'll check Dave. I don't know if we'll have much time for news. We kind of went long and talking about what's been going on in the last few weeks. But this one, 20 times people learn something way later in life than they should have. And instead of just like it's actual a paragraph that people wrote in. And so I do want to jump on these. Some of these are funny. Number one, I once had a coworker who I had to teach how to peel an onion.
Yeah.
I was in charge of a team meal, so we made lasagna. I asked him to cut the onions and came back 15 minutes later to check on him. He was still trying to use a potato peeler to hack off the outermost layer of the onion. Number two, I worked as a medical assistant in a urology clinic. I had to teach that a woman's urethra and vagina were two separate holes to way too many adult patient / co-workers.
Mm-hmm.
Number
It's
three,
amazing what some people don't know.
yeah. Third one, my friend had her license for about 4 months and thought you could still turn left on a red light. Apparently, she did not. She did that on her driver's test and nobody said anything, so she just assumed she could.
Oh my.
Number 4, my husband has had dogs all his life. When we got our own, I realized he was not using the dog poop bags properly. He didn't open the bags. He just used them to pick up the turd and walk them to the trash. I do that. If it's a small turd, I ain't opening up that bag. Some of them are a bitch to open.
I have no idea.
Number 5, my ex didn't know that when you buy paint, the cans on the shelf all have white paint and the color gets mixed in when you buy it.
Yeah.
He said whatever the color she wanted, he went to the hardware store, searched the shelf for hours before finding somebody and asking them if they had taupe in the back.
Right. You see that big color chart? Got 300 colors. You think they got 300 cans?
Yeah.
Different cans?
I had
multiple ones of it? Yeah.
I had to teach my old landlord that the lid of a slow cooker is loose for a reason, and if it wasn't, pressure would build, and soon there would be a much bigger problem. 7, in college, I had to teach my RA how to boil pasta. She was doing it dry pasta noodles in cold water in a pot. Yeah, I bet you that shit stayed al dente. My brother owned his own home fairly early. The amount of things he didn't know blew my mind. He couldn't figure out why his dishes weren't getting cleaned. Turns out he had blocked the detergent dispenser from opening with tall pans. That's kind of stupid. Yeah, you got to be careful, though, of those dishwashers. Had to teach a 25-year-old how to clean a toilet. That's just lazy.
Yeah.
I had a friend that didn't know how to eat an orange. He would peel it and then bite into it like an apple. He said his world was turned upside down when I showed him the slices already in the orange.
When I was at Tate and Lyle's, one of the vendors brought in a big fruit basket, and some guy asked, they were cleaning off the table. He's like, asked one of the engineers, "You want a grapefruit?" And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, I haven't had one for a while." And he started to peel it like an orange. And we're all like, "No. It has been a while since you've had a grapefruit. Yeah. Let's get a knife. Let's show you how to do it here."
That ain't a tangerillo on steroids.
Yeah.
I recently just taught my wife that whenever you're on a website, if you need to get back to the homepage, you just need to click on their logo on the top left corner. She had no idea and always retyped the website.
Oh, man.
I really had to teach my older sister that the expression bless you was bless you and not bless you. BLESH. Oh, shouldn't put cast iron, frying pan, in dishwasher.
No.
Oh, don't even wash them.
Yeah.
An ex asked me what a period was. We were 18.
Wait, what?
My mom, a young 66, and I, 36, FaceTime at least once a week and have been for years. She called me up a few days ago and says, "Where do I look to ensure that I'm making eye contact?" I said, the camera. She said, "Please act like this phone call didn't happen," and hung up. Number 16, many times I've had to teach friends, family, and even my spouse that you can tell which side of the car the gas tank is on by looking at the dashboard.
True.
Usually have an arrow or the pump sometimes
Yeah.
will be your indicator.
or if it's on, or it'll be on the E side.
That you need to add water to Campbell's condensed soup. This fucking soup's chunky.
Yeah.
My friend 32 was telling me about her snow globe collection. Don't hang out with people that have snow globe. No, I'm kidding. And I jokingly asked if she kept it on the windowsill, to which I received a confused yes. And then I had to explain to her about the light refraction through is what is essentially a magnifying glass and how many house fires are started this way.
Yeah, that can happen. Like water bottles in a car center console.
Had a coworker who had no idea that the sun rose in the east and set in the west. Well, where the fuck do you think it came from? Just pops up.
I guess the things that you just think the basics that are taught in school, and it's, oh, man. Yeah, I've watched too many of these shows where they interview college students and things like that and ask them basic questions, and they just, what country was the Queen of England from? And they're just stumped.
Yeah. We'll hit
What
this.
was the capital of the United States? There's a capital?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We'll hit this last one real quick, Evan. In my early 30s, I had a 46-year-old neighbor who I was friends with. One day we were talking in his garage, and I mentioned how I had grown up on a farm that raised beef cattle. He looked up and said, "Hold on, so beef comes from cows? Then where does chicken come from?" I replied, "Yes, chicken comes from chicken." He said, "Oh, I thought chicken came from cows. Chick-fil-A has cows in their commercials."
Oh my God, people. They don't know. Basic shit.
So there you go. 20 times people learn something they should have learned a lot earlier in life. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try our buddy Dave and Bozo Criminal of the Day. We might have a few of these, Evan.
Is P. Diddy on there?
I know. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Criminal of the Day.
Actually, this one, after we're done with you, you can, I think, actually go to YouTube and watch this. Bozo Criminal, we got a couple, Evan. For today, this one comes from Ann Arbor, Michigan, where Mr. Hampton was scheduled to appear before a judge on a driving with a suspended license charge. The court had allowed his appearance to be by Zoom call. So the judge was rather surprised when the first words out of our bozo's mouth were, "Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office. So just 1 second." Yep, a guy who had his license suspended while driving and on trial for driving with a suspended license was busted. He was ordered to report to the county jail by 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And they even charge him with holding a cell phone while driving, which is illegal in Michigan.
Oh, yeah. That's, yeah.
This next bozo comes from the hotbed of bozo activity, Evan. What state?
Florida.
Police were called to the local Target for you simpletons.
Mm-hmm.
After a manager reported our bozo had walked out of the store without paying for a $539 electric scooter. Now, if you were a bozo and you just shoplifted an expensive scooter, what would you do, Evan?
I'll hop on the scooter and make my escape.
Well, this guy, yeah, with your stolen merchandise. B, run as fast as you can to get away from the scene. C, sit down in front of the store and start assembling in it so you can enjoy your new toy. If you selected C, Evan, congratulations.
Really?
This guy
Right outside the place, huh?
yeah, walked right out, sat down, started putting it together.
He was free, huh?
Yeah, well, he was still working on it when the cops arrived, Evan, and gave him a free ride to jail.
They got cameras everywhere. It's like Cat Williams. We could see you. Nice.
This one's
People.
coming from our neighbors over here at the Show Me State, Missouri. If you're wanted, it's a good idea to stay off social media. The Aurora and Marionville Police Department asked for help from the public in tracking down our bozo, posting his name on their social media account and asking for anybody with information concerning his whereabouts to please come forward. And the first to respond to the post, Evan, none other than the bozo. He said, Aurora Marionville Police Department, what's up? The cops responded and our bozo went back and forth with them online, leading to his arrest for operating a motor vehicle without a valid license, 3 counts of resisting arrest for a felony, receiving stolen property, unlawful possession of a firearm, possession of controlled substance, first-degree burglary, and stealing.
Dang. They threw the book at him.
Yeah, he didn't sound like he was a stand-up citizen, Evan. So there we go, guys.
There you go.
Yeah, there's your podcast for the week.
For the month.
Yeah, it might be. No. At the end of the month, though, I do have to go back to school. So I think I'm leaving on the 27th, and I will be back around the 1st of November. So
Same place?
same place. I'm gonna I'm gonna get a bigger rental car. I'm gonna tell you, yeah. I gotta have some room. I gotta be comfortable. 6 hours in a car, yeah. I ain't 20 and 30 anymore.
It makes a difference.
But
That's true.
Evan, tell these beautiful people goodbye.
All right, you beautiful people. Thanks for joining us back. It's been a while since we've done a show, I think. And yeah, I think since I got back from Japan. So it's been a couple weeks. Anyway, thanks for joining us. I hope you all have a wonderful week. It's supposed to be some nice weather. Get out there and do something fun.
Yeah.
And be good to one another.
Yeah. It's actually supposed to be like 43 here tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I thought we were supposed to have like 70s all week.
I think so, but we got a chilly morning coming.
Well, that happens.
It's fall, baby. I love this fall weather. This my stuff. This my jam right here. Y'all can have that 90, 100-degree heat shit. I don't care about being on a boat. I don't care about swimming pools. I don't care about none of that shit. Man, give me hoodie weather any day.
Yeah, but I'm with you, but it just means it's going to get colder.
Yeah, and we're due for a bad winter, man.
Yeah.
We are due for a cold one anyway.
Yeah. Last year was pretty mild.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, we did have a few cold days, but it wasn't too bad. But hey, gang, show 133 in the books. We'll shoot 134 next Monday. Eventually, I don't know when yet. We might try to actually, and this is something me and Evan might talk about. I don't know. I kind of like Monday nights. I was going to say try to move it back to Sundays, but I almost say keep it on Mondays.
I like Mondays.
Yeah, because that way we ain't got shit to do on Sundays. Sometimes I work Saturdays, so, Sunday's my only full day off. So, yeah, we'll just keep it on Mondays. But so we will be back next week, guys. We love you. Peace. Be good to one another. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Share it on your social media. Do whatever. Tell your friends. Tell your family. We're not too raunchy, so, they won't think you're too weird for listening to us. And if they do, are they really family you want around?
Yeah.
Sometimes, you got to cut off them toxic people. We just told you. Anyway, guys, we had fun, man. It was a fun show. Thank you, Evan, for being patient with me. I know
No problem.
the last couple weeks he's been raring to go. It's been on me, but I've been hurting, school, everything else. But we're getting it back up and back going. And we love you guys. Peace. Be good to one another. Catch you next week for another exciting episode of the Alfromdtown&Chili442 Show. Until then, peace.
Later.